Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we're gonna start with pricing with market power. So let's start. We know if industries have only few producers, that means they must have monopoly power, so that each producer has some monopoly power. If there are few producers, they will have monopoly power, they will have strong impact on price. And many firms, as buyer of raw materials, laborers, have some monopoly power in the market for these factor inputs. We know there are two powers, one is monopoly power and another one is monopoly power, right? So if the firm want to exercise its power, how can they use their market power most efficiently? That's a big question, right? So the problem faced by the manager of these farms is how to use their market power most efficiently. How can they use their power most efficiently? They must decide how to set prices, right? Choose quantities of factor inputs and determine output in both short run and long run to maximize its profit. That means they can efficiently make their market power stronger by setting prices, okay, or by choosing quantities, or by determining output in long run and short run to maximize what? Their profit. Okay, so if the producers want to exercise their market power, for example monopoly, then what they must do? If they want to exercise their monopoly power, the producer can capture the consumer surplus. That will be a gain for the producer, right? And this way they can increase their profit. Let's see how. First job is capturing consumer surplus. First job is what? Capturing consumer surplus. All the pricing strategies that we will examine have one thing in common. What is that? They are means of capturing consumer surplus. That means the producer wants to capture the consumer surplus so that their profit increases and transferring it to the producers. Okay, if a farm can charge only one price for all its consumers, that price will be P star and quantity QM. That means we know the monopoly or the monopoly market can maximize its profit at the point where the MR and MC meets at this point. So we have the quantity QM and the price, respective price is P star. If the farm is charging only one price, they are charging the price P star and produce the quantity QM. Okay, ideally farm will like to charge a higher price to consumer willing to pay more than P star. Suppose the consumer want to spend more money, okay, then the producer can charge a higher price to that consumer, as the consumer is willing to pay more than P star, suppose P1, then the quantity will be Q1. That means if the consumer have to pay the price P1 and getting the quantity Q1, the producer is actually capturing some of the consumer surplus under the region A. That means this region. Okay. The farm would like to sell to consumers willing to pay price lower than P star. If the consumer are now willing to pay prices lower than P star, then P2 or PC, any of the price will do, right? Because these prices are lesser than P star. So if the consumer is willing to pay price lower than P star, but only if they will charge, the monopoly will charge price lower than P star only if doing so does not entail means imply, okay, lowering the price to the other consumers. That means the the manager of the farm will see if the consumer is willing to pay a higher price than P star, they will charge that price to that consumer. Okay, if the consumer is willing to pay P star, they will charge P star price. If the consumer is willing to pay lower than P star, okay, lower than P star, the monopoly market or the farm will lower its price only if it means that the consumers who are willing to pay lower price, they only have to pay lower price, and the other consumers who can pay or willing to pay higher price, they cannot pay the lower price. Okay, for the part of the consumer who are willing to pay lower price, they only gonna pay a lower price than P star. Other consumer will not pay a lower price than P star because they are willing to pay more than P star or just P star. Okay, so in this way farm can also capture some of the consumer surplus under the region B of the demand curve. That means this part will also be consumed, B part, right? So basically the producer is capturing the consumer surplus, right? They are capturing what? The consumer surplus. So to capture the consumer surplus from customers in a region A and B simply by charging different prices, so this leads to price discrimination. That means they are actually charging different prices for the same goods, right? They are charging different prices to different customers, but they are getting the same good, right? So basically there is price discrimination. They are having what? Price discrimination, because the farm is charging different customers different prices. They are not charging the same prices to different customers. That's why there is a price discrimination. So what does price discrimination means? Practice of charging different prices to different customers. What is it is saying? That charging different prices to different customers for similar goods. Okay, there is no quality deficiency. Okay, they are getting the same good, but one is getting at a higher price, one is getting at a lower price. So there is price discrimination because each customer or the customers are being charged different prices on their willingness to pay. Okay, now is two-part tariff. Two-part tariff is another way to capture consumer surplus. Then one means of capturing consumer surplus is price discrimination. The second one is two-part tariff. In this, customers are required to pay in advance for the right to purchase unit of a good at a later price. That means the customers here have to pay in advance to get that good later. Okay, for example, an amusement park where customer pay a fee to enter and then additional fee for each ride. That means how the market is capturing consumer surplus. Suppose we have went to eco park, there is an entry fee, right? You have to pay some amount for entry fee. Then if you want to ride something, you have to again pay additional fee, right? So they are getting double income. So in this way they are capturing the consumer surplus. Okay, price discrimination and two-part tariff are two ways we can capture consumer surplus. That means price discrimination and two-part tariff are the two ways that we can capture the consumer surplus. The producer can capture the consumer surplus. One is by charging different prices to different customers. The second one is they are if they want to get the good, they have to pay in advance. Okay, or there are double income. They have went to amusement park, they have to pay an entry fee and an additional fee for each ride. Okay, so that means the monopoly power or the efficiency of market power can be increased by capturing the consumer surplus in two ways. One is price discrimination, another one is tariff. I hope I am clear. Next we will start with price discrimination. In the next video we're gonna start with price discrimination. Thank you, and if you have liked my channel, please subscribe and share with everyone. Thank you.